And now, another episode of MMA Gossip with your boys.
We're live, baby. MMA Gossip, episode 31. You know, the usual, like, comment, subscribe. Chris, Mike, and Matt. And fourth man in the booth, I'm sure you already know who it is, but I'll introduce him anyway. Frank the Crank Camacho, man. How's it going? How's quarantine life treating you? What's up, dude? I
Dude,
know you're in quarantine right now,
yeah,
so.
yeah, man. So I'm 10-day quarantine. I mean, freaking. Obviously, you guys know I tested positive for COVID. Freaking crazy, dude. I have freaking COVID, bro. Holy shit. Thank goodness it didn't kick my ass. I just had like a little runny nose, a little congestion here. I don't know, honestly, if it's like the smoke from the fires or if it's, you know what I mean? Like I feel pretty good. Considering I definitely felt the fatigue, but I mean, man, thank goodness that it didn't kick my ass. If anything, I'm kind of glad that I'm trying to be like the worst host for COVID, so that helps,
Yeah, man. I watched your YouTube channel. I saw like your little vlogs you were doing, the few minute vlogs. I saw you got your exercise bike in there on Amazon Prime and stuff. How's it going?
Yeah,
Legit
good.
indoor
I mean, yeah, so 2 days ago, I that thing came in, right? And I tried to get some cardio, but I could feel my lungs are still kind of heavy, So I was like, man, let me not push it. Shit, I don't even know what, if I freaking get super sick,
Yeah.
So yesterday I kind of got on it for like 45 minutes, and then today I'm going to hit a workout. I'm actually going to put it out in the patio. I can still see the TV, so I'm just going to start hitting that. Dude, it's not bad. My boy has a fixie, like a single speed bike.
Mm-hmm.
So that thing works out, bro. It's like $80, $90, and it's not bad at all.
That's legit. Because I saw you said one thing I wanted to ask you, because I am the biggest Amazon Prime sucker. They suck me in with everything. How is it on the islands? Like in the Mariana Islands, can you get Prime there? Like how the hell does that work?
So I mean, I have Prime on Guam, but our Prime is probably like a week and a half. So that's why when I'm out here, I'm like, when I'm stateside, I'm like, oh, dude, this thing's gonna come in tomorrow for free. You know what I mean? Like I just ordered I just got a bunch of like, not Uber Eats. I got a bunch of like, I guess like the whole food, like you get the delivery step like the same day. Oh, dude,
it's crazy how that works out here. But I wanted to ask you something else about that I saw on your YouTube channel. But yeah, I saw that you said you just had like a little bit of congestion, stuffy nose, whatever. But you said you felt like fight ready on day 3, I think, right after testing.
Yeah, day 3. Yeah, because like I was watching the fights, thinking like, damn, man, like I could be fighting tonight, and then be on our way to like freaking In and Out, like I was just thinking of all these things. I was like, bro, like this could have been me, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was just so bummed, so bummed. But I know, bigger opportunities gonna come after this for sure. At least now, I'm starting to see that, like I can at least be vocal about it. Be vocal about COVID and having it like being diagnosed firsthand and testing positive firsthand. It's really kind of like, fuck, it's nothing to fear about, like the psychological fear and how it's like kind of like sort of weaponized. I'm not no conspiracy theorist or whatever, but but it's kind of crazy how like this thing is shutting down economies, and shutting down countries when really, fuck, dude, just take ownership and do jiu-jitsu a day. You know what I mean?
That's actually what I wanted to ask you, man. So like, prior to COVID, did you have the same stance, or did getting COVID seeing, all right, like as long as you have good hygiene, you're healthy, you exercise, the whole 9, it's really not that bad. Granted, because it's so controversial and people are so heavy on one side of the fence, like in their car with a mask on and gloves, and you people on the other side of the fence, like from what I've seen from your vlog, it's just, be healthy. If you get it, quarantine, just do what you have to do. Like, did your stance change on it at all in the health measures you were taking prior to getting it, or is it, been pretty consistent about it?
Honestly though, I would be lying, man, if I didn't say it freaked me out. Like when I first tested positive, I was like, oh shit, like, dude, I have the number one thing that's shutting down countries, Like this thing is shutting down country. So it was kind of like I was so starstruck, you know, like kind of like I see Michael Jordan for the first time, you know, and I see COVID for the first time. I'm like, holy shit, it's fucking Michael Jordan, dude, the greatest of all time, you know. But then when you get to talk to him and hang out, I was like, damn, man, this guy is just a regular dude that just loves basketball, you know.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of how it was. And then also too, man, I spoke to my wife about it. She was like, you have nothing to worry about. I mean, you guys, when you get sick, you know, like it's like times 30 of sickness. Like, oh, help me, please. You know, so she was making fun of me. She's like, yeah, just don't be like all soft and everything. I was like, dude, you're so messed up. I have freaking COVID-19. Like, you know, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of like laughing about it right now, right? But I mean, if you ask the frontliners that are at the hospitals, you know, it's very real. It's a very real thing, you know, but I think we just shouldn't be confusing fear with danger or danger with fear. You know, I'm not going around and fucking coughing on everything at the freaking grocery store right now, you know what I mean? Because I know it affects people, you know. It's like kind of like, it's like, why are you gonna go to work when you're sick? You know, why are you gonna go to the gym and roll with everyone when you have like a cough or whatever? You know, you're kind of being like a messed up freaking teammate, you know. So just take ownership of your health and be freaking responsible, you know.
I hear you, bro, big time. But your coaches were all tested negative, correct?
Crazy, yeah. And the guys that I'm staying with at this house,
All negative.
huh?
You guys are all negative. You're the only positive out of everyone.
Yeah.
And you tested, what is it? On your vlog, you said you had tested negative, and then positive, and then the following morning positive.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So prior to leaving Guam, so I've been out here for about a month, right? So prior to leaving Guam, I wanted to get a test just to make sure. I don't want to be all the way in California and be like, oh, sorry, you're positive. So I was negative upon leaving Guam. A week before fight week, they sent us a test kit, so I was negative. And then upon arrival in Vegas, I tested positive. So then that next morning, I took another test so that it wasn't, to ensure that it wasn't a false positive. Then I tested positive again, you know? And I was like, dang, dude, I thought this sore throat and this runny nose was kind of like from the Vegas dry heat, you know?
Right.
But yeah, so I was there with my teammate, and he tested negative, and he's currently negative. It's kind of weird. Yeah, we were like hitting pads and we were wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know how, because I'm not that educated on all this, but in terms of the tracing, were they able to help you out and be like, hey, you got it from wherever, or it's just still an issue? Because you're around all these people, no one's getting sick, and you don't know if anyone around you is sick. Do you even know where it came from?
Yeah, no, not so now. Like I'm really like, oh, dude, was it like the gas station? You know, when I was filling up gas, like, you know, it's kind of wild.
That is crazy. Where are you in California, by the way? Where are you staying?
I'm in Irvine.
Oh, in Irvine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they give you was it an option, right? Didn't they say?
Yes.
Or from your vlog.
Yeah. So while I was in Vegas, I mean, obviously I can't fly. So they said they gave me the option of either the UFC is going to get me a hotel for 10 days, quarantine hotel, or I could just come back and quarantine at my residence or the place I'm staying here in Irvine. And I opted to come here.
Right. So
are you going to fly back to?
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to ask.
Are you looking to?
Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay in California, or is your plan to fly back home after?
The plan is after this 10 days, I need to message them and see when I'm done. Is to weigh out my options, I guess. You know, talk to my management team. The UFC was very accommodating, saying that they'll throw me back in ASAP. You know, so I might get rebooked. I don't really want to go to Fight Island, but I mean, if I have to go to Fight Island, shoot, I'm down. You know, but yeah, I guess weigh my options, and because I don't want to go. If I go back home, I have to quarantine in a hotel over there for 2 weeks, dude.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, so it's like I lose like a month of just being quarantined. You know what I mean? Even though I'm negative, so it's wild, and it's just the reality of where we're at. You know, but yeah, looking for a quick turnaround, honestly. Shoot, I mean, dude, if they want to want to run it with Brock Weaver again, man, I would love that fight.
Yeah, man. So, obviously we're living in interesting times, especially in the UFC, because it feels like a guessing game on a weekly basis. Like, oh, who's going to pop for COVID this week? Is it going to be one fighter? Is going to be, it's like almost like inevitable at this point. It almost seems strange to not have a positive COVID test on any particular given week. So, and you have these fighters like Ovin St. Preux, he tests positive, but they rebook him immediately for 2 weeks later. So it's so interesting to see like a case by case basis. Like you yourself, you said you felt fine, probably fine enough to fight on that particular night had you not tested positive, correct?
Yeah, like I had only like a little runny nose, you know what I mean? But I mean, the last thing I wanted to do is freaking spread it to the whole UFC staff.
Of course,
you know?
of course.
But like it's kind of like yeah, it's weird. Yeah, you see OSP coming, but then like I just heard about the Glover Teixeira and Santos. Santos tested positive now. So it's like, dang, dude, I wanted to see that fight, but it's at least. I was gonna make a joke, but it would have been a bad joke. But I think, at least now, I guess I would think that I'm, I have the antibodies. Then again, I ain't no freaking doctor, no nothing. But I guess me catching COVID would be a little bit less likely than that I had it already before. I don't know these things, but yeah, it's just very unfortunate, man. But I know there's a bigger opportunity coming.
I hear you, bro. So like going back, you said you wanted that Brock Weaver fight just stylistically, or is there bad blood, or just stylistically? Do you think that's a good?
Oh, stylistically, man.
Right, because I don't see bad blood with you with anyone, honestly.
Yeah. I don't even know how to like talk smack to someone. Like Frank, I'm gonna knock you out, man. Okay, you're not being very nice, Yeah,
because your fight style says otherwise, dude. Fight of the night's like crazy, and then you're literally like, I was watching interviews today, like, past interviews, whatever, and you just radiate positivity. It's hilarious. Then see you go in the octagon and do what you do. It's like how you flip that switch is nuts, man. Because I know you fought your freaking uncle, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, dude. You just flip that switch.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of wild, man. It's like, and then now I'm just trying to find that balance of like crank mode, but I need to don't be yelling at my freaking opponents. You know what I mean? It's so crazy because like I hate confrontation, dude. Like I try to shy away from it, like even from everything to my wife to even like not my boys, because I gotta crack the whip on those guys. Those guys will, dude. Those two little dinosaurs will walk over me if I didn't. But yeah, I really don't like confrontation, dude. It's weird. It's kind of weird in the career path too,
Dude, definitely. How is it for you backstage, like leading up to, right before you make the walk? How is it for you?
Dude, so I don't like all of fight week. I'm good and I'm fine. But it's when you're in the locker room and they're like, all right, 5 minutes, you're up, you're in the pit, Frank Camacho, let's go. And I'm just like, oh my God. I really just think like, what the fuck am I doing here, dude? Like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I give myself so much anxiety? You know what I mean? So the walk from the locker room to where the curtains are before they they pull it out and then you can see. I love the crowd, so when the crowd yelling, they're like, they're drunk, you can smell beer, everything. I love that, dude. I love it, and I'm smiling like it's like Christmas, Yep. But right before the curtains open, from the a walk to the locker room to the curtains is like, I'm just so asking myself so many questions. My legs are like jelly. I'm like, man, why am I doing this, man? This is so crazy. This is so right when they open up, right when the blinds open, it's like, damn, this is why I fucking do this shit,
That's what I was going to ask you. I didn't know if it was like when like Bruce Buffer announces it or when you're in the cage or it's like, the first exchange, like when the jitters were gone, but you said it's right when you come through the curtain, you're good to go.
Yeah, once I come to the curtain, my song, I Have the Tigers playing, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go.
How was the fight against James without fans? Was that any different from you on your walkout or?
Yeah, dude. So fight week was just so different, you get to fight week, right? It's like, hey, what's up? You're saying, hey, hi to the UFC staff. I mean, I have all my goodies from back in the islands. I make cookies and chocolate I'm giving to the staff. You know, we're talking, go get to the Reebok guys. I'm signing posters, everything that you think of like how fight week usually is. You know, like this is everything that I've dreamed of. And during these pandemic times, it's like, fuck, it's so different. You know, everyone's wearing a mask. Everyone's looking at each other. You know, like you hear a cough and you're like just looking around. You know, it's like it's wild, dude. It's a very different environment. And then when you get to the Apex Center, so first usually you have like a ballroom, like the red corner and the blue corner warm up like area. You know, now you have your own room, so you're just isolated from everyone. You know, so the whole experience of what a usual fight week is not the same. To the walkout, you know, it's quiet. You know, you're in the cage. It feels like a glorified sparring session. It's just very, very different, you know. And that's why I was very excited for this fight against Weaver, because I knew what to expect. You know what I mean? Going into that fight, the first time was kind of like funky. I was like, oh shit, whoa, Matt Frivola's corner tested positive. Whoa, we got a new opponent. Holy cow, who's this? Whoa, this Apex Center is crazy. I've never fought in this before. You know, it's very, it's just very different environment. You know. So I was just very excited for this next one so that I knew what to expect.
Right. So you had been on both sides of it, right? Like your opponent testing positive and then obviously testing positive yourself. When you tested positive yourself, like what is the next, like what do they do right away? I feel like I watch a million interviews of all the fighters, but I feel like one thing I don't see is after the fact, it's like, okay, Frank Camacho tests positive, and then it's like the end from like the UFC story, I guess, you know? What do they do there?
Yeah. So upon arrival, I got there on Tuesday, like in the afternoon, I take a test, and then they send it to the lab, and then I got the results back Wednesday morning. So after you take your first test upon arrival, you have to quarantine in your room till you get a negative.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So the initial me and my coaches, when we got there, we got tested and we just stayed in the room, you know, till we get our test results. My teammate got negative, and then I got that call in the morning. Hey Frank, I need you to come back down because you need to take a retest. Please have your mask and wash your hands. Okay. So I was positive. I went and I got it. They rushed my sample to the lab, and then by noon, I found out that I was a double positive, you know? Yeah, so then from there, it's kind of like, okay, I get a call from the UFC. They're like, okay, just stay in your room. You know, don't try not to expose anyone. You know what I mean? And you either have two options where they're gonna get me a hotel for either 10 days in Vegas, or give me the option to get a car and drive to wherever I'm at. You know, like I heard like Matt Frivola. He didn't test positive, but his corner at the time when we fought, right? Yeah, they drove all the way to Florida from Vegas.
Oh
my because God. He can't fly, you know what I mean? And they didn't want to opt out for the quarantine in Vegas. So I was like, damn, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
I can't
crazy.
drive to Guam, you know what I mean? But
yeah. How long is the flight from Guam? Like how long does that take to adjust?
You know, I love fighting in Vegas with my camps here in California because I don't have to deal with jet lag.
Oh yeah?
Fuck, jet lag sucks, dude. So right now it's about 3:30, right?
Yeah, for you, yeah, it's 6. We're in New Jersey, so it's 6:30.
Oh, in Jersey. Oh yeah, East Coast, man.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's probably like 6 a.m. Wednesday. There.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's wild, dude. That's how much. So it's like Guam to Hawaii, 7 hours. Hawaii to California, like 4 or 5 hours, and then an hour to Orange County. So, and then with like 3-hour layovers in between, 4-hour layovers. So it's kind of like, oh.
Yeah. And you've been here for a while. You said you flew over like a month before, right? To train.
Yes. Yeah. I do my camps here at Team Oyama.
Team Oyama, right? How so I'm sure you miss it back home, miss the food there. It's probably way better than Uber Eats.
Yeah, it's different, you know, like, well, every time I'm out here, I never really get to eat because I'm always in camp, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm also like trying to keep my weight down too, you know? So like, I'm pretty good. I just can't wait to get back into the gym and start sweating again. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I can only do so much on that Amazon freaking bike.
Yeah,
I
man.
hear you.
How close are you right now? Because I know you say obviously in Cali. How close are you to these fires? Like, is it you have that crazy orange sky by you right now, or are you kind of far from?
So I think oh, here now you're pulling my geography freaking
Yeah, see,
card.
I don't know shit
Yeah,
about
you're talking to the
California
wrong
Yeah,
people. So.
I
because I know
think
you
it's
said
up.
you were.
I think it's up north. Further up north, like by like San Fran.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like in SoCal. So
Oh, okay.
but the drive from Irvine to California, I don't know if it was like dust storms or if it was smoke, but it was like kind of like pretty gnarly, dude.
I would assume it's
Like the
smoke, man.
sky, yeah, like the sky was all like smoky. It was kind of weird.
Oof.
Dude, that's
crazy.
crazy. Well, good luck, man. So, like, I know. What are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna stay local and then train, try to get another fight, and then back
And
to
then
Guam?
and then yeah, and then go back to Guam. Yeah, so that's the plan. So my trip is extended. Yeah, we never know, like another month.
Do you have a
Awesome.
preference on like what weight class you return? Because I know you've bounced around weight classes a couple of times. You're just trying to get right back in there.
Man, 55 is always a hard cut. I'm a small 70 pounder. I just got these freaking big island feet and island legs. Is why I'm like so freaking heavy, dude. Like I look so skinny up top, but and then it's like, damn man, I'm looking at my legs. But fuck. So, I mean, a 65 would be perfect.
Yeah, the Shmo is
Uh,
always preaching that. The
yeah,
Shmo, he does his like shtick, and he's always talking about the 65-pound weight class.
I think 65 would be perfect for me. Uh, 55 is I mean is where I should be. I mean 70 depending on the matchup, you know what I mean? I'll take fights.
Do you think would you take like your upcoming fight at 70, being that so you wouldn't have to do the weight cut again? Like, do you think that would affect you doing like the back-to-back weight cuts?
Yeah. Um Man, my weight's pretty low right now.
Oh,
Like I'm probably in the low 70s. So
oh,
like I shouldn't,
yeah,
yeah, like I'm trying to keep it down. I'm trying to keep it down, you know what I mean?
yeah, I hear you, man.
All right, man. So we don't want to take too much of your time up, but one last question. You've endured COVID, you've had it. Is there any message you want to give to the world based on your personal experience with it? And we're living in a controversial world right now, and just want to hear from the facts, from the source, what you think about it entirely.
Yeah, personally, I ain't no doctor, I ain't no medical professional. Uh don't confuse the fear with the danger. Like there's just keep it away from people that are going to be affected, like the elderly or or people with underlying conditions. Just don't be an asshole and freaking get everyone sick. Wash your hands, wear your mask, and if you feel sick, stay home. you know like the I guess like the basics of that, and really take ownership of your health. You know what I mean? Like fuck, dude, go out, get some sun. You know what I mean? Go out and go play with your kids. Or
Yeah,
or or fucking eat good. You know what I mean? Man, save like a cheat meal for the freaking weekend. You know what I mean? Or like stay active, hydrate, rest up. Try not to stress. I mean, what a long ass message. but but yeah, really just fucking take ownership of what you have and what you can control. If there's anything that MMA has taught me is that I can't control the fight. I can't control the outcome of the fight. I mean, you just really don't know how these fights are going to end up. But what I can control is the preparation for it. So I can train hard. I can focus every day. I can show up to jiu-jitsu and everything that I need to show up to prep. And yeah, that's my 2,000 word answer. Sorry.
no, dude, thank you. We appreciate your time. Last thing,
Yeah.
what best food in Guam? What is it? Like, what are you looking forward to? What do you miss?
Man, gosh.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, if you guys ever, it's kind of like Guam food is kind of like Filipino / Hawaiian food.
Okay.
So it's heavy, you know what I mean? Some
Yeah.
rice and you know what I'm really craving though? It's like I'm craving like carbs, dude. Like my wife makes a killer like garlic spaghetti,
Oh,
and oh my god, I miss her cooking. I miss her French toast in the morning, and I was like, oh gosh.
Sounds like you're. It sounds like you're missing carbs. Like that's it. Just give me all the
Carbs, dude. Yeah, you know. Hey, thank goodness that like I can't really taste because of, I guess that's one of the side effects of COVID. So I'm like, yeah, I'm eating oatmeal with no like Truvia or no nothing, and I'm like, oh, Rocky. Ah.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you again, man. Is there anything you want to shout out? You know, sponsors, social media, anyone specific?
Man, Bill, thank you guys for having me, man. And for, if you guys have if anyone has any questions, please shoot me a message on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, you know, if they need my take on COVID, or if they just need to talk or whatever, you know, like just don't fear, but it's a very dangerous thing, you know what I mean? But just don't fear.
Thank you, man. Thank you so
Frank.
much.
Frank, stand the line.
Man.
After I end it, stand the line. We want to talk to you for another second, but thank you again, man, and we'll catch you soon.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Frank.